Welcome to the Property Management Brainstorm Show with Bob Preston. Bob is the president, owner, and broker of North County Property Group, the fastest growing and top-ranked property management company in North County, San Diego. This podcast is for property owners and investors who are considering hiring a professional property management company to manage their property assets. You'll hear from leading professionals on the best practices surrounding the San Diego rental market, what's involved in successfully renting your property, and how to make sure your property is managed correctly. Now, here is your host, Bob Preston.
Welcome to the Property Management Brainstorm podcast. I'm Bob Preston, the host of the show, and I'm very excited to be broadcasting our very first episode. And I thought today I would simply fly solo, if you will, and introduce the purpose of the Property Management Brainstorm series, and also introduce myself and why I've decided to do this. This will be a fairly short episode, about 10 minutes in length, just to kick things off as kind of an orientation, if you will, on the podcast and what topics you might expect in the future and what things you would hopefully expect to learn from the podcast series. Moving forward, I'm planning on the episodes being around 20 minutes long, which I think is a nice length of time. People can listen to the podcast episodes maybe during their commute to or from work, maybe while making dinner or doing something, that doesn't take some long commitment to sit down and listen to like an hour-long show or something. That's really not what I want to do. I'm going to try to keep them streamlined, on point, and full of good information for you. First off, the purpose of the podcast series, like the title suggests, will be to brainstorm ideas and best practices related to the renting of a home, either as a long-term rental to residential tenants. Perhaps you have an investment property, or perhaps you've taken another job or taken a new job in another state and plan to move away and would like to rent your home while you're away, something like that. Those are all really good reasons. We have clients in both those categories. Or perhaps you have a second home along the North San Diego County coastal area in one of the communities, and you'd like to earn some rental income when you're not using it as a vacation rental. So I will be inviting various professionals to discuss topics related to property management so you can learn about things. And some of the topics that we plan to cover will be things like, kind of what insurance is recommended when renting a property, why are tenant laws important, what codes and ordinances might be mandated either in your local area or perhaps by the state of California, what tax implications should be considered on the rental income generated, and things like that. So as you can imagine, I'll be inviting professionals to join me on the show, and this will be kind of an open discussion format about these topics. For example, perhaps we might have insurance professionals, real estate attorneys, tax professionals, and people like that. And my hope is that these topics will help you decide if renting your property is for you, and if so, I'll help you decide to do it, or if you're going to do it, further understand why using a property management company may be the way to go. Second, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I'm your host, Bob Preston. As I mentioned, I'm the president, owner, and real estate broker of North County Property Group, which is located in Del Mar, California. And we are one of the fastest growing property management companies in North County, San Diego. I'm a native Californian, and I've lived in North County, San Diego, specifically the Del Mar community, as a homeowner, resident, and business owner for over 20 years. And one of the reasons I wanted to start my company, and also this podcast for that matter, is because I love real estate. I love homes and properties and what goes into making them special. And I really love sharing my knowledge of this amazing community and my understanding of properties and property management with others. And I didn't grow up or go to college with the ambition of being a property manager. That's not really what was in my plan, but I did go to business school. And after graduation with a Bachelor of Arts from UC Santa Barbara, I received an MBA in marketing from UC Irvine. And that was in the 80s. And then I followed my education with 15 years in a career in high tech in Silicon Valley as a marketing executive and head of marketing for two different companies that went public. And as exciting as the Bay Area and Silicon Valley was, the international travel and workload that was associated with working in Silicon Valley was really kind of a burnout. And I had something also pulling at my heart as I had 3 children from a previous marriage who were living in the San Diego area, and I was really struggling trying to be a long-distance dad. And so I made the personal and conscious decision to jump off the Silicon Valley treadmill, and I moved back to San Diego in the late 90s where my kids were. And I got to tell you, that was the best decision I ever made. Not only was I able to be closer to my kids and have them be a bigger part of their life, but it also opened my eyes in life to new opportunities and the possibility of being a business owner and recreating myself on something that was focused on a passion of mine, namely real estate, and in a job and profession that kept me in town and closer to my family without the need for extensive travel. I also remarried and have a child, and we have a child together at home. So life is good in North County, San Diego. I became interested in property management and started North County Property Group from scratch, building it up from a one-man show out of my spare bedroom into what today is a company that manages hundreds of properties. And I have on my staff a team of professionals in their own right who have helped me grow the business to what it is today, the fastest growing company in North County, San Diego, and with the highest average property value of any property management company in San Diego County. Our average property value is about $1.25 million. And, what does that mean? Well, it's an important metric that shows we have a dedication to focusing on the high end of the residential market, and that we have earned the trust and confidence of a large number of homeowners who have exquisite homes along the North San Diego coastal community area. And we've made a conscious decision to position ourselves in that higher end of the market to differentiate ourselves and provide the value to owners of higher end homes that they expect that would come with a property management company who does that. And I know a lot of property management companies in San Diego, they tout the number of doors they have. And I hear them talking about that and that metric to rank themselves. But then if you ask what the average property value is or the rent that's generated from those properties, it quickly comes out that they are lower value properties. And some of those property management companies are focused purely on volume to stay in business. And that's really not what we're all about. We have a much different approach. There's nothing wrong with that approach of focusing at a different end of the market. We just prefer to be in a different segment, and that's how we position ourselves. And we've created our services and our values to accommodate owners who expect that in the higher end of the segment as well. So I will be straight with you. This has not been an easy ride, and we continue to learn and improve at what we do every single day. And that's a big motto of ours at North County Property Group, continued improvement. And we do this by learning from other people, consulting some of the professionals that I'll be interviewing on this show, and not only trying to stay on top of current trends, but be creative and agile and understand the laws in property management and the real estate industry, always striving for positive engagement and teamwork because we have relationships with our owners and our clients that we really consider to be collaboration. Most importantly, I always try to keep our team focused on sort of a customer first attitude. And we want to make all of our communication as transparent as possible. And I'm also a big believer in leveraging the best technology that's out there. That's very, very important to me, especially with my high-tech background. And above all, being highly ethical, being a true business and a businessman and professional in all our dealings. And of course, always staying within our legal compliance that's required by the state of California. So that's a little bit about us, about me, and the direction the Property Management Brainstorm podcast series will take. And boy, I really appreciate you listening in on our first episode. And I look forward to sharing more insights with you as I introduce you to key aspects involved in renting and managing properties. And until our next episode, we'll be out there working hard for our clients to maximize property value and income, as well as maintaining top tenant relations. If you would like to learn more about North County Property Group, you can simply go to www.nc, as in North County, ncpropertygroup.com. And I will see you next time.